again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. It is game day, fellas. I'm Dave Grendzynski. You can call me Grizzer. And this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news and notes and items and tidbits and all kinds of things that are tied to our favorite team in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, subscribe to the channel, become members of the Browns Latest Dog Pound, and to all of you who get your comments in the viewer comment section. And this is a game day edition, folks. And coming up on the show, we have the secret sauce, or what I like to call the keys to the game. The things the Browns must do to beat the Packers this afternoon. Also, it goes without saying, but the kicking situation is just one of the things that we'll have to watch out for today. And our bold predictions include a safe bet that you can make on Joe Flacco today. Bet on Joe Flacco? Did I lose my mind? And then down in the viewer comments, how I insulted Tua. Now, to the keys of the game. Now, a couple of keys that are back. Borges, our Android punter, should be fine today. Everything I see, he should be fine. DeAndre Carter, our punt returner, our kick returner, no injury designation. And the biggest one of all, Andre Schmidt, no injury designation. Heading into the game today, we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with Batonio and some of the others. But that's huge. The offensive line is going to be huge today. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Caden Davis also elevated from the practice squad along with cornerback Dom Jones. So not Tom Jones. Tom Jones is in Vegas. Dom Jones is downtown right now at Huntington Bank Field. So, Dom Jones elevated. Now, the Packers lead this all-time series 14-7. They've won 4 straight against us. Come on, we got to end that today. That's got to end. Come on. How are we going to do it? Here's how you're going to do it. Number 1, take the run away. That's, to me, like, we got to keep that up. If we do and we make Love beat us, I think we're in good shape because I don't think Love is beating anybody. He's down a receiver. He's probably down his tight end, too. His favorite target's been Tucker Kraft, and there's a really good chance he's not playing it. So listen to this, though, folks. The Browns have some really impressive numbers against the run so far this year. The Packers haven't really been able to get their running game going, especially in the first half. We need that to continue today. The numbers due to get Browns 45 yards rushing allowed per game. That's 2 yards a carry. So we need to keep that up. You know, and the other way you make Love beat you is you don't give up the explosive plays. You know, you cannot give. I mean, he's thrown for 480 yards on 35 completed passes this season, averaging 240 passing yards a game. So 9 yards a pass completion, and he's got 4 touchdowns. He's only taken 2 sacks, so we could add a few more to that. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But listen to this. This is why I think the Browns can have a lot of success against Love. If the front line is taking away the run, the Browns defense leads the NFL in man coverage rate versus the pass. The Packers are coming off of 2 successful games against top 5 defenses in terms of man coverage rate. That will end today because the Browns, we saw what happened last year. As long as Ward doesn't cramp up again, I mean, we can cover anybody. So I think Dubes and Wicks and Matthew Golden, come on. That is not an elite bunch of receivers. And so Newsome, Ward, Delpit, they can all match up very well with those guys. And now the other thing, the offensive line. We know we're kind of in shambles. Of course, it's only the 3rd game and we're in shambles. But I'm not going to say you stop Micah Parsons, you take Micah Parsons out of the game. That's crazy. That's like trying to say you're going to shut down Jordan. You're not going to do it. Restrict Micah Parsons. It's going to take all 11. It's going to take everybody. We're going to have to chip them. We're going to have to running backs are going to have to help. I mean, Jerome Ford, is he our best blocker in there on the blitz? I don't know, but because I'm just tired of Jerome Ford. I don't really want to see him out there. I'd prefer Dylan Sampson be that guy. But that is what we have to do, though, folks. Just restrict him. But I think if we can, I really think that if we can Take away the run like we've been. If we get Jacobs out of there and you force Love to have to throw without Reed, without Kraft. I mean, Luke Musgrave is no slouch, but he's not the starter. He's going to be down 2 starters today, and so hopefully Kraft. We'll see. But the Browns can match up well with these guys. I really think. I think this is going to be a super low-scoring game. I do. I just don't see much offense coming out of this, and that's your first thing to watch for: low score. That's what I think. The other let's go over the list. What to watch for versus Green Bay. Now, watch out the Packers pass rush versus our offensive line. Well, we know that because our offensive line with the injuries, and they got Parsons. I mean, we got to figure something out with that because especially when we drop back the pass. Here's one way we can handle it. No, let's not drop back 8 yards with a 40-year-old guy who can't move. The guy moves like Bernie wearing cement shoes. Can't do that. So if we're making those quick passes, we might be okay. But that's going to be critical. Flacco and the Browns' weapons. Can we get Judkins going? Can we get Sampson going? Can we get Judy to catch a ball? How about that? Like everybody, it's going to take everybody today. Let's use Fannin and Njoku. Although Green Bay is pretty tough on tight ends. So, I mean, someone's got to step up here. We got to get some weapons to step up. And then on the other side, Myles Garrett, I mean, he's been doing everything he possibly can these first couple games. So we're going to need him, and I say Myles Garrett, but, Mason Graham and Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire, all the same names. Like, we need that push up front, man. If we could take away that running game and make them one-dimensional, that will be huge. And then, like we just talked about, the Browns DBs on the Packers wide receivers. I thought we did pretty well. What I thought was going to happen happened last week against Baltimore in the first half. But then, cramps. So when the cramp, we like eat a banana. Like monkeys never cramp. Did you ever see that video? The Toronto Blue Jays guy. Monkeys never cramp. So I eat bananas every day. But we cannot have that. We need Denzel Ward on the field. Man, we did everything we needed to do in that first half. And then once Ward went out and we had to turn to Mitchell and Harden, all hell broke loose. And so we cannot have that today. We need everybody for 60 minutes. That's what we need. So that's what it's going to take. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, if we do what we did the first 2 games, we're going to be in this. We just need to muster up enough offense. We need Schmidt to kick a 65-yarder or 2. I don't know. But I think that's the kind of game this is going to be, which brings us to our bold predictions. And here's what I think. I think Joe Flacco is going under his yards total today. I've seen it anywhere from 226 to 230. Because here's why I think. I think, I think they're going to really lean on the run again. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes against Baltimore and just try and force the run down Green Bay's throat and not put it on Flacco. I think they're just going to try and get through this game, get a win, and move on. The other reason, if things are going bad, Flacco's out of there. Dylan Gabriel will be it. So I think Flacco under his passing yards is pretty safe today. Also think that Jordan Love is going to struggle as well. I mean, why not? I mean, you held Burrow and Jackson, the 2 best quarterbacks in our conference and 2 of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. You held them both down. I mean, Jackson got the touchdowns, but he got the benefits of short fields and some other things and this and that. But there's no reason to believe Jordan Love is going to throw the ball all over the yard on us today. None at all. So bold prediction number 2, you could parlay both those unders, in my opinion. Denzel Ward's going to have a big game today. I feel it. After all the cramp criticism this week, a lot of questions about it, and they didn't really want to talk about it. I think Denzel's going to drink a ton of Gatorade and be ready to go and have himself a day this afternoon. So Doobs is going to be in for Wicks, too. And then, Watkins is always hurt. He's hurt as much as I always forget about him because I take him in fantasy and then he never plays because he always gets hurt. I think Ward has a big, big game today. I also think the Browns defense will not only force a turnover, here's your bold prediction, Browns D scores a touchdown. That's what I'm predicting today. The Browns D will get at Love, strip sack, fumble. I could see it. Garrett knocking it loose, Mason Graham scooping it up, or Schlesinger scooping it up, running it into the end zone. Browns defense will score today. And I predict that this will be, take the under. I think this thing is going under for sure. It's going to be like a 13-9, something like that. That is my prediction for this game. I think offense is going to be extremely hard to come by. I hope I'm wrong for the Browns case. I mean, I hope that the Browns can rack up some points today because, gosh, we need it. We need to, like, we go, 0-3, 2% chance for the playoffs. Don't want to be sitting there. And so I do think it's going to be a old school, low scoring. The weather's going to be great. It's going to be 80 and sunny. So, weather won't be a factor, but this is going to be like one of those old school Packers-Browns game this afternoon. Now, one thing that is old school, new school, whatever school it is, they're always good. It's the viewer comments. And we will start today with Coco Singletary, who says, "Come on, Dave. That's an insult to Tua." You're not going to change my mind on this. Dylan Gabriel and Tua Tagovailoa are the same quarterback, 100%. But Coco says, "Come on, Dave, that's an insult to Tua. Dylan isn't even close. Miami doesn't want him. They want Shedeur. By the way, I like your pen." Miami's not getting Shedeur, and appreciate it. Oh, I don't have the pen here. It's back up. I have to put it in a safe place. I mean, it's right, and it said we're winning today. So I put it back in the vault where it is safe. The ball's always here. The pen goes right back into the pen closet. So, but hey, Tua does nothing for me. He never has. He never will, and neither does Dylan Gabriel. I hope I'm wrong. But I just don't feel it. Trina Mills 2065 says, "Keep Dylan Gabriel in a Cleveland Browns uniform." And I said to her, yes, we should, because we need a dependable backup, and that is what he will be. As soon as we get our franchise quarterback squared, he will be a great backup. Gerald Chisholm, "You better stop smoking and snorting before signing on." So apparently he doesn't like my predictions. I don't know, but Gerald's not happy. He thinks I'm abusing substances. I'm not. Not at all. I live in Believe Land. You got to believe, Gerald. I mean, if you don't believe your team is going to win every week, what is the point? If you don't look for the ways you think your team can beat your opponent, what's the point? It's why we play the game. How about McDaniel with the, if we want to win, we got to win the game, and we don't want to lose or whatever. That guy, he's done. It was fun while it lasted, Miami, but it is over for Mike McDaniel and Tua and the rest of it. Get out the bomb. They're blowing it up. Butch Groves, 4908. "We need a coach that the players can trust," and I 100% agree with that. And that could start today. If things with Flacco are going off the rail early and he doesn't make a change, that's when you start losing a locker room, right? And so, especially if you're like last week, 10-3, you're in the game and things start falling apart and you can't get anything going. You can't wait much longer. You just can't, because what we saw, he cannot move back there. If you can't call the right plays for him, and you're going to keep calling these crazy drop back, let's try to chuck it plays, dead in the water. It's pointless. And the coach, yes, you're absolutely right. If your players don't trust your coach, you have nothing. Everybody has to be bought in. And we will end on this game day against the Packers with Supernova Sun 1. Now, I got to tell you, as soon as I saw the YouTube handle, I could not stop singing Champagne Supernova, the song from the 90s. I don't know, just got stuck in my head, and it's stuck in my head now because I just said it. But that's okay, I digress. Supernova Sun 1 says, "Well spoken, sir. Stefanski has his head stuck somewhere. Play Browns football. He likes my idea of playing Browns ball. Like guards ball, Browns ball. Run the ball, play defense, win ugly. We don't care. Just win. We don't have to be fancy. We don't need to be throwing the ball down the field. We don't really need to be throwing the ball that much at all. How about that? Run the ball, play some defense, figure out this special teams nonsense, and we can win games. This defense is good enough. It will keep us in games. We just need to muster up enough offense. Shorten these games with the run." Supernova. Champagne Supernova. Yep, that's it. See, stuck. But great take. All right, game day. Take the under on Flacco. Take the under. Those are my bold predictions. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and we hear that about 10 times today. And from the Packers, nothing. That's what we're going for. We could beat this team. There's no doubt in my mind. All right, that's going to do it for today. It's game day, fellas. Go Browns! We'll see you next time.